Hey everybody, Mr. Egan, and if you're watching this video, it's because you've clicked this help button here where we're going to be explaining how you're going to be completing this slideshow presentation that's going to help you create, build, and finalize a project that you've actually started in a previous lesson. So let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to be using this slideshow to create a project based on your activity 132. In activity 132, we looked at all the different types of inventions that people use to collect kinetic energy and store it for energy purposes. We then looked at all the different ways in which rescue workers and first responders help and how they do their job. And then you and your group sat down together and began inventing a new product to help Dr. Lewis and the rescue team with their energy needs. And if you remember from a while ago, and in that lesson, you hopefully came up with an idea that today we're going to start bringing to life. And that's where this activity comes in. So before we get going, breaking down not only the project, but what the slideshow looks like, I want to first start by talking about this link here. This link has a breakdown of everything that we're going to be doing during each of the days of our project. And when you click on it, it pulls up this slideshow. Now, I'm going to look at slide number 3 to start. And here, if you remember from our earlier 132 activity, is a description and a set of criteria for the project that we're doing. In an email from Dr. Lewis, she said that you're going to be responsible for designing an energy product rescue workers can use to charge their devices by capturing energy from their body's motion during their mission. If you don't remember the design product that you made, I recommend going back and checking your 132 activity, looking at tasks 3, 4, and 5. If you do remember the invention and product that you and your group members created, great. It should have fulfilled the following criteria. You needed to invent something that uses technology to collect energy from the body's motion to be stored for rescue workers and their devices. Your device that you created needed to be easy for the team to use during their mission and emergency situation. And you needed to present an original device the rescue workers could use that was your own design and your own product. So, if you remember what that activity was and what you created, awesome, then we're ready to move on. If not, double check. Because for this final product, you're going to be taking that invention that you have and you're going to be bringing it to life. Whenever engineers and whenever inventors bring their inventions to life, they create a set of models to show not only what it is, how it works, and what it would look like in real life. So today, we're going to start looking at how you're going to be creating a 2D model blueprint, a 2D exploded view model, a 3D energy system prototype, and a final product presentation. Now, these 4 things that you're going to be creating are going to be for the device and invention that you made in activity 132. And this slideshow breaks down what those 4 things are. So you're going to be making a blueprint that shows all the technology within your system and how it comes together, labels all the components in this model, and is easily to identify how the product looks. Your exploded view model is going to show the different types of energy within the system. It's going to show the energy transferring, converting within the system, and it needs to easily identify how your product works. Your 3D prototype, you need to create a well-constructed 3D prototype model. You need to use images and items to represent your system's technology, and it needs to be easy to identify how it would look in real life. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to make a presentation where you explain the blueprint, the exploded view model, and your prototype. You're going to explain what makes your product best for rescue workers, and we should be easily able to identify how useful your product is. So, these 4 things that you're going to be creating along with the presentation is where this slideshow comes in. If you notice on each of the days here, you have a slide that you're going to present one of those different components on. So day 1, day 2, this is where you're going to be building your blueprint, and this is where you're going to be putting a picture of your blueprint that you can then present. Day 3 and 4, same thing. This is where you're going to be creating your EVM. This is where you're going to be putting a picture of your EVM. These are some things you're going to be talking about when you present your EVM. Here is your 3D prototype. Here's where you're going to put a picture of the 3D model that you built. Here are some questions you're going to talk about when you present your 3D model. Last but not least, once you've completed these 3 slides, you're then going to hop into Flipgrid here and you're going to present this exact slideshow. So you're going to come in here. You're going to talk about what your device is. You're going to show us your blueprint. You're going to talk about these questions here. You're going to show us your exploded view model, talk about these questions here, your 3D prototype, talk about these questions here, and then you'll be done. When it comes to creating each of these three things, you have some resources here to help you. When you create your blueprint, there's a help button here where I break down how to begin creating your blueprint. Here is a link to a Google Draw that will help you create a blueprint. And last but not least, here is a link to the instructions on how to create your blueprint. For each of the days where you have to create the different parts of your final project, you can come in here, start with the help button, click on the link here, and we can break down how to make your blueprint and then obviously go ahead and make it for your slideshow. Same thing for your exploded view model. Start with the help button, see how to make your EVM, use the link here to create it, follow the instructions here, and so on. By the time you're done, you should have created your blueprint, your EVM, and your prototype. And then obviously here you would watch the help video so you can see how to create your Flipgrid and then the directions that go with it. So to recap, we are taking the product that you invented in activity 132. You're creating a blueprint of that device, an EVM of that device, a prototype of that device, and you're presenting that device. The slideshow here will break down not only how to complete this slide with instructions and some resources, same for each of these slides until we get here where you're going to be presenting your models, your prototypes, and your blueprints. At this point, remember, hit the help button to start each slide and reach out to me if you have any questions. Good luck, inventor.